This segment of CoastLife is sponsored by the Parker Group.
Last week on CoastLife, we had a couple of couples in on the couch talking about, their love story. We've got another pair of friends that are in love and they work together, which Paige and I have talked about that we don't know if we could do that with our significant others. But so to kind of talk about the challenges, of course, Rachel and Dustin Parker with the Parker Group are joining us today. We're getting a little more personal today, a little more intimate.
I love this for us and for you guys.
Yes, we love this.
Yeah. Unless we're like, how's it working together? And you guys are like, it stinks.
We have an announcement.
That would be our most viewed show. But yes, I am curious. I actually think this about you guys a lot, and I've never asked, but I'm like, was there like, how does it get to a point? Because if my fiance approached me and was like, I have this idea, we're going to start a business, I would be like, no, we're not. You can. So how did this start?
Well, it's funny because Dustin actually got his real estate license almost to the day that we had our daughter. And so I kind of first became his assistant in the real estate business, I would say. Then I got licensed. We started a team and we spent more and more time together.
It's funny, even when we were teachers, we taught at the same school. And so pretty much since we've been dating, there's been very little opportunity for us to be apart at all. We spend about 23 hours a day together at this point. I go to the gym in the mornings and she does something at home, but otherwise we...
Something.
Otherwise our desks are like 4 feet apart in the same office, and we enjoy it.
Awesome. I mean, what are maybe some of there have to be some challenges when it comes to working with your significant other. What are some of the ones, and I guess, how do you approach them together?
I think the biggest thing is just when we do have a difference of opinion, because obviously, with work, we have differences of opinion about like the design of a marketing thing or something. But in a way, it actually kind of makes it easier because I know that it's not personal, because I know that he loves me, obviously. But we're very honest with each other and very transparent. So he'll just be like, I don't think that's ready to be published. And I'm like, really? No, I really like it. And we just kind of go back and forth and we work it out. But I think the other thing that makes it easier too is that we're very different personality types. Like I'm very much the operator, the person that likes to do the things and create the things, and he's the idea and the big picture person. So it's easy for us to stay in our lanes, and I think that makes it easier. We're not both like the rock star salesperson or trying to be the CEO or
not
whatever.
For the same ground.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's funny, our staff sometimes always says that we have like little whisper fights in our office. So if we're disagreeing over a marketing piece or something, they can hear whispers back and forth.
It's usually a marketing piece if you haven't gathered.
That's so funny. Is it ever hard to separate it though, home and work? Do you ever try to not talk about work at home?
That is hard.
It is hard, and I think people often talk about like work-life balance, and for us, because we love what we do, it's really not about finding balance, because I think that term kind of invokes like one's bad and one's good. We enjoy both, and we enjoy doing it together, and our kids are part of the business too. They come into the office on Saturday morning sometimes with us, and it's just it really is kind of part of our lives at this point.
Literally on Saturday, Ford was like, where's my office? He's 4. And I was like, Ford, you don't have one. And he's like, but I'm part of the Parker Group. Like, yes, you are, bud.
You asked that the Parker Group is one big family.
That's
before.
true. It really is. Yeah. We honestly do love the people we work with so much that when we walk in, it feels that way. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I feel like, especially Dustin, I like what you said about how to like the work-life balance. And I think for anybody that's starting a business with their significant other, maybe not necessarily having to leave business at home, because if it is such a big part of your passion, then you're always going to have common ground there.
And we get excited. We learn things in podcasts, and we want to talk about how we're going to like roll it into the business and incorporate things. So
that's fun.
It does become part of date night too.
That's okay.
It's fun.
Well, like Leah said too earlier in this week, we were talking to a couple. One couple was together 40 plus years.
43 years, right? I think they said,
Incredible. And then we've had younger people on too. We had the influencers on.
Yes.
And they were saying that they're like, when they do start to argue at work, because they work from home, so it's a little bit different, and they're like, we take a break, and so do you have those whisper fights? You're like, we're gonna take a break now, or you just hash it out and it's what works for you?
I think we usually go straight through to the end.
Just power through, run right with the storm.
No, I like that. That's cool.
I like that too. And I mean, I'm sure also in like the influencer world, you're working with your partner at home and kind of sharing your life, so it's harder to kind of. I can feel those disagreements might feel more personal as opposed to, okay, we're discussing something marketing, you know it's not personal, and makes it easier to kind of balance that out and kind of go point for point as to why each person thinks each thing.
And we do.
Maybe you would be good at working with your significant other.
I hope so. I think because I also think that he and I, similar to you guys, fill those different roles where like our brains work totally different. He's a like, no, we have to get it done right now, and I'm like, but what if we didn't though? And he's like, but no, we do. And I'm like, okay, fine.
Do you have any advice you want to share for people who maybe they've been thinking of starting a business together or they've been working together? Any advice you want to leave them with?
Well, business, in and of itself is incredibly difficult. And so first decide that that's the path that you want to take. But I think for us, starting it together, we can't imagine doing it any other way, because it would be so hard to go through the challenges every day of business and then come home to someone who just didn't really fully understand those things. And so we almost feel like if you really love your spouse, then why wouldn't you love working with them too? And I know everyone's a little different and has their different lanes and things too, but for us it's just made sense, and I think it's made the business part of our lives much easier too.
Definitely.
Nice. Wonderful.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys. Thanks for sharing this. I love talking more personal with you.
I know.
It was fun. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you know that they're the experts in real estate, but it sounds like they got some great relationship advice for you as well. But I know we'll be talking to you guys some more about your expertise down the line, down the road. But for now, don't go anywhere, because we have some more Coast Life headed your way.